And blessed to be a part of your day from Independence Indoor Shooting. Coming up, much more of our panel here. Before that, though, let's go to Peter Dill. He's in Emmett, and he's a Democrat running for governor.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. Why aren't you out here at Independence Indoor Shooting?
I'd love to be.
Do you hear the gunfire in the background there?
I can.
So you're a conservative Democrat running for the Democratic Party nomination in Idaho. The primary is May 15th. Of course, we don't really see you a lot. What's the deal with that? Are you on the state's website?
Well, I was in the beginning, and then they took my information off. They apparently don't think that I passed their litmus tests or am as much like the party as they would like me to be. But I think many Idahoans are conservative, and there are conservative Democrats in this state that would like to be represented. And also we're at a place where, for many people, the parties are moving away from them. So it's a time when people are interested in voting for a person, not a party. And I have attempted to bring together ideas that I stand for in the whole of my life, which I believe many others do as well, which cross the line. And we don't live according to parties. We live according to principles. And so I bring this opportunity to work together with people who share principles.
Yeah, but how is the state party taking you off of the national website, or the state website? I mean, if you're registered as a Democrat, you're running as a Democrat, how can they do that?
Well, it's probably a good question, which I don't have an answer for, except that the party can decide where they want to put their resources, and I respect that. And the party, I guess, believes that among its use of resources is how they distribute information on their website. But the difficulty is that it creates confusion for voters and creates confusion for the public, and ultimately does a disservice to not only the Democratic Party but all the people of Idaho. But everybody makes their choices, and we're running a grassroots campaign that's attempting to reach out to people that want to know, and so we're online, we're on Facebook, and we're here with you.
The idea, though, that you're a Democrat, you're conservative, I thought they were all libs.
Well, a conservative Democrat hasn't been heard of for a while, but it's not unheard of, and actually nationally there is a growing coalition of conservative Democrats because conservative ideals are important, and again we're mixing together ideas which I think many Democrats and Republicans feel strongly about: caring for people, caring for the land, and caring for the future.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, Mr. Dill, we respect you for coming on KIDO Talk Radio and for being a Democrat, but you sound more like a Republican. And you have Paulette Jordan on one hand saying that she's going to take the ARs, but then she isn't. You wonder how can somebody like you fit into that party with really, I mean, she's like the Bernie Sanders of Idaho. Well,
in my view, Paulette is out of touch with the people of Idaho, and she's entitled to her views. But if they're not going to work, they're not going to work. And
well, let me do this. Let me invite you to join the Republican Party. Come over to the light. Well, it is May the 4th be with you day. Why don't you come over from the dark side and come back to the right political party, sir?
Well, I guess my caution about that is that there are issues that the Republican Party doesn't embrace in ways that I wish they would. I've been a lifelong Republican, and I shouldn't say lifelong.
You're running as a Democrat. That's the gotcha question with Kevin Miller, Mr. Dill.
I was for many years a Republican. I became early on in my adult life a cautionary Republican, and so then I became an independent thinker and an independent voter, and I made the decision to run as a Democrat because there are ideals within the Democratic platform that I appreciate, but mostly because on the Republican side things are crowded and a little cranky, and ultimately the person that I'd like to be in politics is like my ancestor John Adams and his friend George Washington, nonpartisan players who work to bring people together because there are good ideas on both sides. And if we're going to just alienate each other or polarize, then we're going to have a hard time getting good things done. So, I'm running as a Democrat. I'm an independent thinker, and ultimately desiring to be one who helps people work together, because that's what's in the best interest of Idaho.
All right, Mr. Dill, your website if people want to get a hold of you?
It's peterdillforgovernor.com.
Well, good luck, and watch out for the libs.
I will, and thank you so much for your good work.
Well, we'd love to have you back, all right?
I'd love to.
All right, take care.
You too.
And Ray Amaya just sent me this. I should have asked him to name one good idea that an Idaho Democrat has. I don't know. All right, NRA Bruce is with us once again. We're going to try and do this one more time. Over 100 guns and a new truck full of guns. This is the Reload Raffle. If your ticket is drawn as a winner, you'll go back into the drawing. All tickets are in for the drawing. So if I want to support the NRA, what can I do here?
The easiest way would be just to get hold of me at Bruce Whitehouse at bwhitehouse.com.
At bwhitehouse.com or on Facebook?
On Facebook, Bruce Whitehouse.
So what's the state of the Second Amendment here in Idaho? I mean, you're an NRA guy. You're always active in this. You got your hat on. You wore your badge just in case. So we're going to stand down and let you talk.
Well, I think the Second Amendment's strong in Idaho, always has been, always will be. I wish I could go into the politics, but I can't. But
I think we covered that last half hour. Yes,
right,
yes, sir.
So not a problem there.
Well, yeah, but let me try and steer you out of the weeds. Then, what do you say to people that are are good people, but they have an inherent fear of guns? Like they think this idea of being here at Independence indoor shooting is crazy.
I asked him, have you ever shot a gun? Have you ever been around guns? If not, I'll bring them out here to the range. I'll let them shoot my guns. I can rent them a gun, whatever. I think most people, if they ever get around a gun and actually leave their mind open, will actually enjoy shooting.
Well, it is our constitutional right. Do you believe that that's in danger?
Yes, I do.
All right. So again, back to NRA Bruce. If people want to get a hold of you, we'll continue on talking about this raffle in a minute, but how can we get a hold of you to get a ticket for the raffle?
Bruce Whitehouse at bwhitehouse.com, or you can call me at 208.
People don't know phone numbers.
Okay.
That doesn't work. Or on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Like if I'm driving around, okay, Bruce Whitehouse, Facebook. Bruce Whitehouse, NRA, and your email again one more time.
Bruce Whitehouse at bwhitehouse.com.
Yeah, it's just this ADD world we live in. Are you going to stand by with us, or are you going to shoot some weapons, or what are you going to do?
I'm here.
Fair enough. All right. Wes is joining us once again from American Reserve Munitions. We continue on talking about the gun industry. How do you see Idaho being a player or not so much of a player compared to, let's say, some of the states east of the Great River? How do we compare?
Oh, we compare very well. The legislature a few years ago put in some tax incentive type programs to bring gun manufacturers and people in the Second Amendment industries here. Those are taking root. We did miss a big one last year that went to our neighbors just a little to the east of us. But
you'll have to tell us that because the reference just doesn't resonate with me. Otherwise, I'd bring it up.
Oh, in my Swiss cheese memory, I can't remember the name of the manufacturer, but they moved from a state back east, and we were like second or third in the line of where they wanted to go, but we didn't make that first place, and they actually went to Montana.
Montana, so, it's funny because, what is it, Kalispell, you have a lot of manufacturers up there, right?
Yes.
In Montana, yeah.
Well, and you open your eyes. We have a lot right here in Idaho. There's Montana. Utah has quite a few. There's a lot of gun industry very close to us that a lot of us don't see very often.
Right, and that's what we're here to talk about. Before we get to Cindy and Caldwell, we were talking about this tax on ammunition, the federal excise tax. Under the Obama administration, it seemed that they went after guns first. When they couldn't get the guns, they decided to go after ammunition. You manufacture ammunition. Is that the other threat that we could face, that they price ammunition so people couldn't afford it?
Absolutely. That's the next play in the playbook, in my opinion. that we will see played out before us.
Let's go to Cindy in Caldwell at KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning, Kevin. I am so proud of you all over there. You know, anything I'm doing is sitting here almost in tears because, you know, you're fighting back in a very unique way. Because I'm thinking of our Star Spangled Banner when the part in there talks about, you know, when Francis Scott Key was looking up and the flag was still, you know, a-waving and the bombs. Well, here you've got bullets. You're pushing back. And, you know, the happiest days, I'm thanking that manufacturer. My husband died when he was 33. He worked at Sturm and Rugers, and so did his dad. And there's nothing wrong with working in a factory. We had practically, when I think back, nothing. Our biggest treat after our daughter was born was going to Burger King. But he did piecework, and he'd come home and he'd count his pieces, and there was such a bonding with the men in that factory. And I was so proud of him. I'd go up on lunch with our little daughter. So I'm just giving a shout out to you, small businessman. You know, we're behind you.
That would be Wes.
But, yeah, I am so, I mean, really, you know what? Janice is so well spoken. To me, she's like a Golda Meir or a Margaret Thatcher. And it isn't the gun. I've worked in Newtown. Tragically speaking, it is an inanimate object. It's the mindset. So I'm thinking of the Star Spangled Banner when I'm over here, just so proud of you. And, you know, I just want to say, and when you think of independence and you think of the things that, you know, that you're all standing for over there, you know, that party, that Democrat Party, I'm laughing when you talk about voice votes. That's the party that actually was throwing out God, 3 gavel thing, and they were so embarrassed. They wanted God out. You know, that's a God-given right for us to be able to protect ourselves. So, Janice, she's so eloquent. I'm just so for her. And your friend Alex that was on the other day, I'm thinking about him. His signs are looking great in Caldwell. So thank you for standing up for and doing what our government was supposed to do, but letting its citizens, you know, provide and protect. And I got to say this, there was an article yesterday in the Idaho Press tabloid. You know, they are no friend of the right. And of people, they got the hometown story on the first page, and I don't like it at all when they do our veteran thing, and then every single page after that is nothing but a coup d'etat, and they are on the Obama team. So people beware. They will try to demoralize you, which they did yesterday. I was reading the article. Just be very aware. I wish we could have an independent free beacon, you know, newspaper and just put the facts out. But great show, Kevin. Thank you for standing for liberty. And that's what I'm hearing. And just great show.
Thank you, Cindy. 580-5436. 580-KIDO. You're listening to Kevin Miller on KIDO Talk Radio. And we're back at Independence Indoor Shooting. Locked and loaded, proudly supporting the Second Amendment. Our friend Wes is joining us from American Reserve Munitions that donated the ammunition today. Thank you, by the way, Wes.
Oh, you're very welcome. Glad to do it.
Appreciate that, and appreciate your detailed email. And, you know, as you know, I'm a little, I walk around in a stupor, so thank you for compensating for my vagueness and being here. I know ammunition isn't cheap. You came up with a great idea that I haven't heard about, but this would be a wonderful thing for our lawmakers, our freedom fighters, the people that we love in the legislature. What's this proposal?
We're kind of paralleling what is, I believe the state is Arkansas. It might be Mississippi. I could be wrong there. Anyway, they have 1 day a year set aside that all ammunition and firearm purchases are state sales tax free. I proposed to our legislators to write something up that we would have that on the 3rd of July, which is Idaho's day when we actually became a state. And unless it falls on a Sunday, then it could be on the 2nd. But have that a state sales tax-free day to show our support for the gun industry in Idaho.
And how would that work? You just have the legislation go through, and besides the manufacturers and stuff, who would benefit? I guess the citizens, right? Because the
citizens,
taxes
of course,
are fairly high.
Yeah, get that 6% sales tax rolled back for a day, and give a 1 day kind of a crazy boom to the retailers in the state of Idaho.
Right, and of course that would really show how gun friendly we are. You just wonder how we compare to like some of the other southern states that are, real like Texas and all that. And again, we don't have the resources, but we certainly have the people that love the weapons.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, anything we can do to help support the education for gun safety, to get the guns out there, to take that stigmatism away that guns actually kill people, when it's actually people and their evil intents, which are usually that would end up taking people's lives with firearms.
Sure. How important is training?
Oh, training is absolutely imperative. That the adage that goes, gun control is actually hitting the target where you want to hit the target. That's where we need our training to be. We need I think the push that we had in the legislature lately to be able to bring gun safety training to our schools and have that part of our standard school curriculum would be a tremendous boon to the state, to the citizens of the state of Idaho.
NRA Bruce, your thoughts on the idea of a tax-free day for guns and ammo in the state of Idaho?
Well, I think it sounds good. I think I'd almost want to go one better. How about once a month?
Now, Bruce. Let's go to traffic and weather together at KIDO.
The bottom line is you can keep raising the age of when to buy a firearm. What do you do? If it's 22, do you say raise it to 23? If it was 25, do you say raise it to 26? Evil exists in the world. You will never regulate it away.
And we are having people shoot back at the range there. Hopefully we'll hear some more firing in a minute at KIDO Talk Radio. We're at Independence Indoor Shooting. And there you have somebody saying, perhaps raise the age where people can get the firearms, get the weapons. Do you agree with that statement at 580-5436, 580-KIDO? And like I said, we're here till 9. We've got some young men stopping in. Maybe they want to go test out some ammunition from American Reserve Munitions. Also fire some weapons here at Independence Indoor Shooting. We would love for you to check that out. That is the live gunfire when you're what you're hearing here, and we would love for you to come by. We see some people right here that just walked in as well, and we're looking forward to that. But getting back to that point about raising the age or when there's a tragedy, we look at things, and the latest shooting where you have this young man who was deranged. He went in. He was prohibited from having weapons. His father didn't understand that, gave him back the weapons, and this happens. And now you have people looking to punish law-abiding folks. So if we're here at which we are at Independence Indoor Shooting, we would love to hear from you on your thoughts on the Second Amendment. 580-5436, 580-KIDO, Kevin Miller in the morning. We've got a variety of guests here. We'll get to them in a minute. If we could probably cut that mic while they're yapping back there. But that's really what it comes down to. We don't really hear the more powerful arguments that have been ingrained in our Constitution now, do we? Now, maybe you're in your car. You're not like our friend Bob, the Uber driver from Meridian. You can't swing in, or these other folks. But here's your chance to sound off on whether or not you agree with this statement that is, floating around since the NRA is having their annual convention. And this is Grant Stinchfeld, the host of the NRA TV channel, just talking about raising the age to buy weapons.
The bottom line is you can keep raising the age of when to buy a firearm. What do you do? If it's 22, do you say raise it to 23? If it was 25, do you say raise it to 26? Evil exists in the world. You will never regulate it away.
That's the point. And maybe it's somebody in your office. Maybe it's a member of your family. Regulating evil away. Isn't that what we're talking about today? We'd love to hear from you next. We're at Independence Indoor Shooting in Meridian, Idaho. Remember, you can shoot for free till 9 o'clock today. We should hear some more folks back at the range coming up. Also coming up, does Idaho need Nonini? That's right, our friend Bob Nonini. He's running for governor or lieutenant governor. He'll be calling in on the phone. Janice McGeehan is here. She's running for lieutenant governor. We would, and I guess she's back there firing at the range. So as you hear this gunshots, if you're waking up this morning, this is the first time this has ever been done in the state of Idaho, where we're live on the range. Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Maggie. All right, hold on. If we could, Wes, if you could get up for a minute. Our big friend Shane is with us, who's stopping by. Shane Sterling, the legend of Hope Blooms Flowers and all things Treasure Valley. our great friend here. Thank you for joining us. So, what did you bring? What weapon did you bring here at Independent? Now, you got to speak up at the mic here, Shane.
Okay. I brought in 2 Thompson Center pistols in .45-70 caliber.
Get a little closer to
A little
the mic.
closer? Okay.
Yes.
I got the Thompson Center Contender and a Thompson Center Encore in .45-70 pistol configuration for you to shoot today.
For me to shoot?
For you to shoot,
Look,
yeah.
I'm a wimp. I don't know if I'm going to shoot. Boy, I might watch you shoot. But Shane, why do you love guns so much? I saw you post on Facebook. I didn't think you were coming down.
Yeah, I guess it's a family tradition for me.
Right.
I mean, my grandparents, my parents. I also got into the muzzle loading end of things in 1978. We done the pre-1840 style Mountain Man rendezvous. So I kind of grew up doing that.
Right.
And then I took my children into that when that time came around, and it's just an amazing family-oriented, not true to the real pre-1840 rendezvous, because they were very different than what you attend today. But it was just a great atmosphere to have the kids in. They learned respect for people and firearms and animals through the hunting through the years.
Here, a fellow dachshund brother. A dachshund owner brother. My man.
Love them little dogs.
Oh, you haven't lived till you've had a dachshund, right? Right. Shane, what would you like to say to people listening at KIDO Talk Radio that are hearing the firing going on as we speak?
If you have never done it, please find a safe area and somebody with some experience, but everybody should try shooting, even if it's only a .22. I have friends who were not into it for years, older than me, and later in life, they got into it. And the one, she loves to go out shooting. All she wants to do is shoot cans with her .22.
Right.
It's just a very relaxing sport. You can learn and progress at your pace. I've got to the point now where I love the big bore pistols. That's my thing. I really like the big, powerful single shot pistols.
Well, we want you to fire. We've got free ammunition here for you, American Reserve Munitions. We so appreciate you. I love you, Shane. You're my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, you're a great person.
All right, now my boss, Jeff the Suit, will say, okay, enough of this love fest and back to the show. So thank you, Shane. Look forward to seeing Shane shoot here in a minute. Let's go to Bob Nonini. Does Idaho need Nonini for Lieutenant Governor?
More than ever. Hey, Kevin, good morning.
Good morning. We're at the range here, Senator. How you been?
I've been well traveled the state, down to Treasure Valley. Things are going great. I can hear that fire in the background. I should be out there with you guys this morning.
Well, we'd love to have you. So we're less than a couple weeks away. Your thoughts on how you bring it home?
Well, I think I bring it home by keeping my message alive with the Idaho voters and what's going on in Idaho. An interesting story I just saw this morning online under the National Center on Education and the Economy I found quite interesting. It's talking about a nation at risk was fake news. In Idaho, in the United States, education has never been in the decline. Students are doing better than ever. And so for 25 years, we've been seeing fake news, and it continues on, whether they're going after me and my pro-life stance, fake news, talking about education at risk, fake news. Boy, it's good to be on KIDO with the real news man, Kevin Miller.
Well, Senator, we so appreciate you telling it like it is as a conservative. And, you got the libs. They've got their agenda, and they want to derail the Nonini Express.
Well, there's no derailing the Nonini Express. It's full steam ahead. That track is coming around the home stretch, and it's a sprint to the finish. I'm excited about what's going on. It's been a great week visiting schools in northern Idaho, Career Technical, STEM Charter Academy, out in Nampa last night for the Canyon County Republican Roundup, down here last week at the Boys and Girls Club in Boise. 1,000 people in Boise last week for the Boys and Girls Club. This state's exciting. This state just does so much for everybody. I just love Idaho. I'm just excited to become the next lieutenant governor and continue to make this state even greater.
Well, when you think about what's ahead and your thoughts on the legislature and who's elected governor, how are you going to be the conduit between them?
Well, I think I'm the only one that has that relationship between the House and the Senate to help that new governor. My conservative agenda, my conservative record, Little, Labrador, or Alquist, whoever wins that race for governor is going to need someone like me to help them push their agenda forward. I think the choice is clear. I've been saying that for the last 8 months. That's why I got in this race. There was no one in the race with the conservative record that I have that can help that new governor. Idaho's on a pretty good path, and we want to continue that good path, and I'm going to be the best lieutenant governor to help the new governor continue that path and work with that new legislature that gets elected here in the next few months.
Let's talk about the Second Amendment. Your thoughts on the Second Amendment, Senator Nonini?
The Second Amendment's one of the most powerful amendments we have. People have that right to protect themselves in case government overreach. I couldn't be stronger supporter of that. I'm proud of that A+ rating I've always had with the NRA. It is just key to this country's greatness, and that's why I have never left Idaho. Born here, raised here, love this state. That's why we're the fastest growing state in the country. Why does everyone want to come to Idaho? Because in Idaho, people are free. We protect that Second Amendment, and we will keep federal government overreach out of Idaho.
Why do the libs target you, Senator Nonini?
Because I'm so conservative, I'm so outspoken, I'm effective. They don't like that conservative nature in Idaho. They want to change Idaho. They want government to provide everything to everybody. Government needs to get out of the way. Government needs to let the people prosper, the businesses prosper, not control everything. And the libs have never liked me because of my position in that regard. So I'm willing to fight the fight. I fought this fight for my 14 years in the legislature, my 15 previous years with the Republican Party. It's the strongest Republican Party in the country, and we're going to continue pushing forward to protect the people, protect the businesses, keep government out of the way, keep government as small as possible, and give people the choices they want to make. Government doesn't need to tell people what they need to do, when they need to do it, and overtax them. It's crazy. Government can be crazy. We want to keep it out of the way.
Our great friend Senator Nonini with us here at KIDO Talk Radio. Anything else you'd like to share with us, sir?
Well, just to follow my Facebook, follow what's going on around Idaho. I'm down here for another couple days. I'll be back out in Canyon County today and tomorrow before I head back up north for a couple days. And then with 1 week to go, as of next Tuesday, I'm going to be making 2 laps around the state, driving this time instead of flying. Been using Uber a lot, been renting cars a lot, and I just want to make a drive around the state and see everybody in that last week. I'm just so energized about everything. I just get so excited about Idaho and the good path we're on, and want to do so much to continue that good path, whether it's in natural resources, education, what's going on in Idaho Falls with the Idaho National Lab. It's so important to Idaho, so important to this country and what they do. It just amazes me that everyone wants to move to Idaho, but we want to make sure it stays Idaho. We don't want other states' agendas coming into this state. We have done it right, and the rest of the country has realized that. Fastest growing state in the country, and just so happy to be here in Idaho. We're going to keep it Idaho, that's for darn sure, Kevin.
Well, Senator, hopefully we'll see you next week.
I'll see you next Wednesday again, whether it's a call-in. I'd like to come by and see what you're doing. And sorry I couldn't get out to the range with you today, but appreciate your time and letting me call in again.
Well, look, we're lifelong friends.
That's exactly right. We're going to continue that. And when I'm Lieutenant Governor, I still want to continue to talk with Kevin Miller once a week and give him updates on what's going on in Idaho government.
Senator Nonini, keep your powder dry.
I'll do it. You too out there at the range today.
Exactly. Locked and loaded. Thank you, sir.
Okay, talk to you, Kevin. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Senator Bob Nonini joining us. Yes, we'll have, hopefully, Ray, will get some more gunfire going at the range. We're just kind of swamped, so many people here. Bruce is with us one more time to promote. There's our friends from Meridian Police, I believe, coming in. Bruce, one more time for the NRA raffle.
Yeah, just get hold of me on Facebook, Bruce Whitehouse, or Bruce Whitehouse at bwhitehouse.com. Love to get you a ticket and get you into the drawing.
All right, over 100 guns and a new truck full of guns. Bruce, thank you. Let's bring our friend Terry from State College, Pennsylvania. He's coming over here, and coming up next, he'll go one-on-one with Tea Party Bob. You can still join us. We're at Independence Indoor Shooting, proudly promoting the Second Amendment. I want to thank Wes and Steve from American Reserve Munitions for the free munitions, ammunition, and somebody's phone is ringing. It wouldn't be chaos if it weren't the Kevin Miller Show. More of your phone calls next. Proudly supporting the Second Amendment. Kevin Miller at KIDO Talk Radio. And we want to thank Ray Amaya for keeping us focused, along with Logo Joe, Joey King, and George, our incredible on-site producing team here at Independence Indoor Shooting. We're going to hear from Wes one more time from American Reserve Munitions, who donated this art. We'll get to you in 2 seconds, but this is a program for entertainment purposes only. But we do want to thank Independence for having us here, allowing us to support the Second Amendment. We're joined in person by Terry from State College, Pennsylvania, and Tea Party Bob. Adversaries, usually, I guess the only one person missing from this would be Liberal Steve.
Oh, boy.
We're not missing anything.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, pack it up. Let's go home.
Well, you're always giving me a hard time about Tea Party Bob and how I always give preference to him. So I figured
you do.
I figured you would.
You
want to confront us right here.
Well, he's been kissing the backside of your trousers ever since he moved out here. But anyways, nonetheless.
Wow.
That got me the look.
You could expect that from a lib. But from our fellow conservative, our brother in arms.
What do you expect from a Democrat?
Speaking of Democrats, let the warning go out. We had a Democrat, don't know the man from Emmett.
Peter Dill.
Peter Dill. Growing up in the land of Democrats, we had a lot of good Democrats.
Although he said he's a lifelong Republican, so how consistent can he really be?
How consistent can he be? Well, that's why he is a Democrat. When you have a Democrat, what they call themselves conservative, problem is they hang out with the liberal Democrats. Next thing you know,
now, wait a minute,
happens?
Terry. You're going off the
clean.
script. Here is your chance to confront myself and Tea Party Bob about our favoritism here. So here we are.
Our relationship. Well,
I have to wonder about this guy. Why do you even have him on the show?
Terry?
Yeah.
We. See, there's the we. Everybody catch that?
Said,
there you go. Thank you very much.
Him on the show?
Terry is always with us at every event, always loyal to us. Wouldn't be the show without Terry.
There's no question. Wherever you look, there is Terry.
Kevin, did you read the last text I sent you? When Bob walked in, I sent you a BS alert.
Now, Terry. See, we're a big tent here, Terry. Come on.
Yeah, get your nose under it, will you?
Kumbaya. Anyways.
That's what we call tune out. So that's your one warning. Where's the red button?
Hey, listen, I wanted to make one announcement. The Gem State Patriot's going to have all of its endorsements out in Monday edition.
Thank you very much.
I have to do that.
I really appreciate you adding content to plug your own stuff.
Yeah, well,
I don't plug the Gem State Patriot enough here.
Look, okay. I plugged you this morning.
Kevin,
that was
the Idahoan came out the other day with a breakdown of all the bureaucrats in Idaho that are running, and I picked my favorite, which is the individual on page 3 on the bottom right of the Idahoan.
Oh, Kevin Miller Show. Thank you.
Absolutely. That will be our new illustrious leader.
I have to say that was a great picture of you that went out to 500,000 people. Can you imagine they all have your face in their house? Isn't that something?
That brought a moment of silence.
Yeah, everybody's quiet.
Okay, this is what happens when we have amateurs that try and take over what the paid professionals do for a living. But anyway,
he's just a technician.
Like I said, watch it. You'll disappear in a second. You mess with the Logo Joe. But anyway, Tea Party Bob, the Gem State Patriot. Before we get to Art and to Wes here at Independence Indoor Shooting, we still would love for folks to drop by. the importance of the Second Amendment. I know, Terry, you're a big believer in it.
Well, you know, I've got 3 daughters, all certified marksmen through the Appleseed program. The youngest one was 13 when she certified. That was after years of shooting. I've got a son that's a certified marksman. Wife was a spokeswoman for the Second Amendment Sisters, and that kind of went off base after a couple of years. They started arguing and what flavor of cake to have for them. You know, it became more of a social event. But growing up next to Gettysburg and knowing the history of what happened with the Revolutionary War in our area, growing up in the antique business, having all that history around me, is just part of my blood.
Indeed. Terry, speaking of his roots being from east of the Great River, perhaps Tea Party Bob, you can bring it home a little bit more succinctly.
I'm not quite an antique like Terry is, but, you know.
That was a good one. That was
I actually started shooting when I was 7 years old, and it's kind of important to me to have the rights. When I was back in New York, New Jersey, you couldn't carry a gun, and I can remember 2 times that guns were pulled on me. I couldn't even defend myself. It's, you know, just by bad people. If you don't have the right to defend yourself, you don't have any rights at all, because that's the only way you can keep yourself safe.
All right.
Thank you very much for doing what you're doing, buddy.
GemStatePatriot.com. The endorsements are coming out Monday. We'll be glued to it.
Love you, brother.
Love you.
Have a great day.
All right. Now you've outed our relationship. I hope you're happy.
I'm doing great here. I mean, what would the show be without Bob sitting next to me, telling me how I'm wrong?
Well,
you're not wrong.
All right. There we have
You're just not right.
Let's go.
There you go.
Let's go to traffic and weather together at KID. And we continue on. Let's go to John in Homedale at KIDO Talk Radio. John, are you there? John, thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Let's go to Wes at Independence Indoor Shooting. American Reserve Munitions. Anything else you'd like to share with us? Thank you for being here. Heck, you and Steve got here before I did.
Oh, it's been we like to get up early in the morning. It's been a great day.
That makes one of the 3 of us that likes that, yes.
Well, you get to do it for a job. That makes it a little different.
I suppose. For people just tuning in, why this Idaho-based company, American Reserve Munitions, for their selective choice in ammunition?
We make quality ammunition for quality shooting. We aren't the bottom shelf, cheap, whatever stuff that most people tend to buy.
Right.
But I always thought I was a really cruddy handgun shooter.
Right.
I was just buying really cheap ammunition. If you want to see a difference in your shot groups, come see us. We have quality ammunition for you.
All right, your website?
armunitions.com.
Hold on. Okay, now you might want to try it again.
armunitions.com, or come by and see us in Horseshoe Bend.
armunitions.com. We had what do they call that? Live
automatic?
Yes, live on the range. All right, Art, you wanted to stop by. And quickly, your thoughts on the Second Amendment here on KIDO Talk Radio.
Well, the Second Amendment is critical for your safety and freedom and prosperity. It was put into your Constitution because the Founding Fathers, when they were discussing these issues, knew what would happen, how despotism would suddenly arise under the king and queen and the feudalisms and stuff like that. If you wish to go learn about the critical components of the Second Amendment, go to the Federalist Papers and read the paper, I think it's number 27, and it's titled Concerning the Militia. Now, I asked a bunch of county sheriffs what their primary job was. This was 3 or 4 years ago. Nobody had the answer. So I had to educate them. The county sheriff is the head of the militia in any county, and his job function, number 1, first, last, and forever, is to once or twice a year stand up the local militia for gun inspection. So Mojave County is strong on that in Arizona, and people go out there and they shoot at open rifle ranges and stuff. And then you stand for inspection, and if your weapon's bad, like a bent magazine or something, it's the sheriff's responsibility to repair the weapon and return it to you at no charge. When I checked the county budget there, they only had $270.
All right, Art, we appreciate that. Anything else quickly?
Yeah, you're going to hear more from me over time.
Well, welcome to Idaho.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, our great friend Art. Bye-bye. Talking about the Second Amendment. I want to thank everybody here at Independence Indoor Shooting. Certainly our great staff, Ravishing Randy, George, Joey, and the great Ray and I back at the Broadcast Center. I want to thank everybody who swung in today, and do appreciate the folks at Independence for understanding this concept. This is why we're here, folks, to give you both sides of the story, whether we're talking about self-defense, whether we're talking about safety, whether we're talking about making a difference, bettering our lives here in the Treasure Valley. I do want to thank Janice McGeehan, candidate for Lieutenant Governor, for swinging in, as well as Senator Nonini for joining us on the phone. You know, if we do not stand loudly and proudly for our God-given rights, sadly they will be taken away. God bless, keep the faith, and you all have a great day. Glenn Beck is next.